What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on, NFL world? How you doing, Division Rivals? This is Stephen Hyder with Gate City Sports Channel. Sports Channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. Good evening, everybody. So tonight's topic, secondary, guys. Denard Wilson, our defensive backs coach, and Jonathan Gannon. What a task they have in front of them, guys. Uh, a lot of unknown when it comes to our secondary. I don't think there's any doubt about that, guys. Who's starting beside Slay, right? Who's CB number 2 right now? Could be McPherson, the young guy. Could be Avonte Maddox, the guy that most of us don't want to see outside, but he still might be the next best coverage corner we have on the football team right now. Could be the underdog, the guy that I spoke pretty highly of last offseason, thought that he might be able to hang around and make the team, and he did. He proved me right there in Michael Jacquet. None of those guys are ideal, though. Let's be honest. I mean, McPherson might have a career in front of him, but obviously the Eagles would probably like to have a veteran presence and have McPherson kind of work his way in, and not have to be the man. But it might work that way, guys. I mean, let's just be honest. It might work its way out to where, McPherson might have the opportunity for a steal here to be year one. I don't know if I'm going to say game one, year one starter. You know what I mean? But year one, game one starter, I should say. But definitely significant snaps early on into potentially stealing the job and becoming, the cemented starter as the year goes on. I don't know what to make here, guys. Like I said, McPherson, he had some things. Like when I looked at Zach McPherson's film, hey, man, there's talent there. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I mean, there was definitely talent there, man. He's pretty good at when he thinks he sees something, jumping the ball. He jumps the route. He's pretty good at that. But I will also say that there are some things with his back pedal I'm not in love with. I think from a technique standpoint, Denard Wilson and Jonathan Gannon are going to have some work to do with this young man early on. But look, Miles Sanders, think about how long it took Miles Sanders to come around his rookie year. And I know Miles Sanders has been a little bit of an up and down player in Philadelphia, but Miles Sanders got it together his rookie season and started coming on pretty strong. And, a guy like McPherson, of course, we're talking about a fourth round pick compared to Miles Sanders being a second round pick, right? But at the same time, there's talent there. I don't know how long it's going to take the young man to catch on. I don't know if he'll ever catch on. But I do see the underlying talent there. It's just a matter of how fast can they get these fundamentals, instilled into this young man. And that's different with every guy. I mean, I can't tell you guys. I mean, I can't tell you how many kids I've coached at this point, guys. And it's different. Everybody learns a little differently. Everyone's growth span's a little different. Some guys kind of pick it up within a couple of weeks. Some guys, it takes a lot of reps before they really start trusting what they're seeing. We'll have to see. I mean, McPherson definitely intrigues me. Michael Jacquet, like I said earlier, guys, he's a guy that I like a lot. Undrafted rookie free agent, and he's a kid that I was really high on last offseason. I went and I watched his University of Louisiana Lafayette film, and I was like, wow, this kid, there's something to this kid. This kid can play. With that said, guys, I mean, we're talking about an undrafted rookie free agent that was thrown into the fire entirely too soon. We talk about issues with technique. He's got a lot to learn about technique, but he's got ideal size, guys. I mean, 6'1", he's definitely over 6'1". He goes over 200 pounds. He's got over, I think he's got over 32-inch reach. It might be closer to 33. I mean, he's got that ideal size for a cornerback. He's got decent foot speed. I mean, he's by no means is he a burner. He's not to, Darius Slay was like a 4.3 guy coming out of college. Michael Jacquet's more of a mid 4.4 to high 4.4 guy. Just under 4.5. He's got adequate foot speed for the outside, but he's not one of the fastest corners in the league, guys. That's not really his game. To me, I think he's a prototypical boundary side, kind of corner. I think he's a guy that can play, to the boundary side and get physical. But some certain guys like that, you move and you switch them around, guys. So the thing to remember about Michael Jacquet is the reason you have this guy with ideal size is, he was a wide receiver at first. So you got to convert a wide receiver playing corner out there. So that's why he's got that 6'1", size to him and that 33 or so inch reach. So, I mean, that plays into it a little bit here. We got some guys like Josiah Scott, who's more of a nickel, but he's played outside. I mean, we'll see. The young kid we signed from used to play with the Vikings. I don't know how. I don't think his time overlapped, with Jonathan Gannon, but he kind of understands the system a little bit. At least he's going to have some familiarity with what we perceive, what we believe the system will be, guys. And that's in Meadows. Meadows, he talked a pretty big game out there on Twitter. I mean, we'll see, guys. I mean, I tend to say I don't really care what they tweet about. I don't care what they say. Show me on the field. That's where it matters, guys. So I mean, a lot of interesting things with the secondary, guys. Uh, Kayvon Wallace. I mean, Kayvon Wallace, is he going to turn into something? You know what I mean? Like, second year coming in, like, there are some detractors out there on Kayvon Wallace, to be honest, guys. I mean, we'll have to see what kind of work he can put in. Could he at least this year take a step forward to be like, kind of the main third safety in the rotation? Because there's going to be competition there. There's going to be guys vying to take that position who have no ties to the coaching staff. You know what I mean? Like, Kayvon Wallace wasn't drafted by this staff. I mean, we can make the argument the front office is the ones that drafting the players, not necessarily the coaching staff, and I get that, but you get what I mean when I say that. I mean, there's not a familiarity there. We'll have to know. I mean, I say that, but I don't know what happened in the pre-draft process, guys. To be honest, to be fair, maybe they were interviewing and talking to him in Indianapolis. I have no clue, guys. I probably should have said that so firmly. It's interesting to me, guys, to kind of look at the secondary, because so much of the optimism I think a lot of us feel for the secondary has to do with the coaching staff, right? It's a belief in the coaching staff, not necessarily a belief in the personnel, although I do think, we got a few pieces like Harris. Anthony Harris, I think, could be a really impactful football player, right? Darius Slay. I mean, Darius Slay, I don't think he lived up to his full potential last year. I'll admit it. I don't think he did, but I do still think there's talent with Darius Slay, and I do still think that he can play football at a very high level. I don't know how high that level is. I mean, he's going to have to prove that, but, certainly he's the best corner on this football team. I don't even think that's even close to being an argument. Avonte Maddox, there have been times when he played inside as a nickel over the top as a safety that he looked really good. I don't know what they plan to do with him, guys. I have no clue if they're going to play this young man on the outside or if they're going to bounce him back inside, play him over the top. Who knows, guys? I mean, we'll have to see as kind of camp rolls around, guys. But let me know your thoughts down below, guys. What do you guys think about the secondary? I mean, like I said, for me, most of the optimism doesn't necessarily come from our personnel. Most of my optimism comes from the coaching staff. I mean, we'll see. Like I said, McPherson's a big unknown. I mean, there's some unknowns here, right? Craig James got injured, had a phenomenal camp last year. Then he got injured, kind of fell out of the rotation. Can he kind of get his footing in there? Can he prove to be like a third corner, that kind of type, fourth corner? We'll have to see, guys. I mean, I think all these dudes have a legit shot. I mean, McPherson's clearly probably going to be on the roster as a fourth-round pick. Avonte Maddox, unless it's really bad, I mean, he's clearly probably going to be on the roster. But I look at guys like, like Nate Meadows. I look at guys like Josiah Scott. I mean, they did just trade for Josiah Scott, so he's probably got a leg up there, but I don't think he's a lock anywhere. You know what I mean? I look at the guys like Michael Jacquet. I like Michael Jacquet. Michael Jacquet has the ideal size. I don't think he's a lock to make the roster, guys, in any shape, form, or way. But I do think that he probably will make the roster, but it's not a lock. No way. There's no way that's a lock, right? Let me know your thoughts, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you guys think about the secondary? All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all's time and attention. I will see y'all on the next video.